gritty and, aggressive and, physical and just pretty much that. I coached kind of the way I played.
McLean Baxley with the Athens Banner Herald. Who are some of the men and women who have had influence on you as your coaching career has gone from back in Maine to all the way to now?
Yeah. You mean coaches or players?
Coaches.
Coaches. Andy Landers, Vivian Stringer, Joanne P. McCauley, do coach, and Bill Finley. I mean, nobody talks about Bill Finley very much at Iowa State, but he's a phenomenal coach. He does a great job with his teams, and so I've been really blessed to have a lot of really good coaches that have mentored me and kind of raised me up this crazy basketball world.
Brandon Sedgley, AJC. So when you made it back to Athens the other day, was there anything that you just that came back to mind, or that just kind of made you think about your time here back in '85?
Yeah, the dorm, the Oglethorpe dorm is where I was, and I was like, where is it? Well, there's so many buildings in front of it. I'm like, we didn't have all those buildings in front. It was like the dorm in the street. So that's like my biggest, where I lived, and there was a pool right outside of the dorm, which I loved, but it's not there anymore. So obviously I know everything's growing and getting bigger, but just the dorm and obviously the gym. I just told them that I showed them where our locker room was when I played. So it's kind of those little memories right there.
Have you been back to Athens at all since you transferred?
I have not. So it's grown big. It's big. It's a lot different. The downtown area is really cool. I mean, it's getting really hip, and so it's kind of neat to see.
Coach Anthony Dash from UJSports.com. I want to ask you more about Coach Landers and kind of what you've learned from him and taken from him over the years, and maybe the main lessons you've learned from him and to try to apply to your work as the head coach in previous years.
And I think I said it in when I was speaking. It's a defense. I mean, we played a lot of different styles of defense. We played really tough. We were super aggressive. We, every loose ball we dove on, and we were great teammates. And so defense is what I really, took from him. And obviously he's a big family man, so that's always been important to me.
Have you spoken to him yet? I guess
Of course, I've been speaking to him. I've been teasing him a little bit when I see him on television. I'm like, nice tie. I'll text him, after I see him, or like, I don't know, just little fun things that, he's just fun loving. He's fun to talk to.
Kind of funny seeing him on TV like he is now, because I know back in the day, maybe that's something he wouldn't have, I don't know, he might not have thought he would have.
I think it's great he's on TV. I mean, he knows the game. He knows the women's game. He loves the women's game. He talks about the women's game. He talks about it in the right way. I mean, he's really good for the women's game to stay in there, and he's talking with Rebecca Lobo, and you can tell they're having a great time. I mean, he's just got a phenomenal personality, and he just belly laughs so hard. He belly laughed the other day to me. So I mean, he's just wonderful, and I got to see Pam, his wife. I haven't seen him forever, but I always I asked about her and how she's doing and his family. So
have you? What's your thoughts on, have you met Mike White yet or heard from him? And obviously there's been a lot of transition here in the last few weeks. Have you drawn down on perhaps what's wrong or what needs to be fixed or what needs to be done better or whatever to get maybe all basketball in the state of Georgia doing better?
Yeah, let me answer Mike White question. I don't know if you know, Danny White hired me at UCF, his brother.
Right.
And so when we came to UCF, Mike was at Florida, and Danny got me connected with Mike because I wanted to go watch some of his practices because I love the way his teams play. They play really up-tempo. They play really aggressive defense. They're super athletic, so they kind of play a little, style of basketball like us. So we would text each other after every game, and when I was at UCF, right? So when this job opened up, he said, come on, let's go. I don't know, you put it on your text, said, let's go. It was something. So, he's been super, super awesome. And his, Danny had called me, and, I've always been a White family, advocate. So it's really cool that we're both coming in here at the same time. I know we're both going to lean on each other for a lot of different things. So negative, nothing. I never think like that. I don't think like that. I think, what we have, let's just take it to the next level. So I don't think anything negative.